Hello everyone, Ni here. Today I will be talking on business presentations. Once you enter a corporate world, you might have to give presentations at the end of month or on yearly basis. That's why this topic is important for you to understand. Let's go through the slides and see what all information awaits to be revealed. First, let us start with definition. In a layman's language, presenting a complete set of information to an audience that is generally homogeneous in terms of knowledge, area of academics, business interests, etc. is called business presentation. Let us see how an effective presentation can be given by following the below mentioned steps. Effective presentation. An effective presentation makes the best use of the relationship between the presenter and the audience. 1. Planning. It takes full consideration of the audience's needs in order to capture their interest, develop their understanding, inspire their confidence and achieve the presenter's objectives. Planning it out is utmost necessary. Purpose. Why you are making your presentation. Bear in mind what you want to achieve and what you want your audience to take away with them. Once you have decided upon your objectives, you are in a much better position to make strategic decisions about the design and tone of your presentation. For example, a presentation to a seminar group might require a balanced argument, whereas a charity appeal might require a more creative approach. Ask yourself, oh, what do you want your audience to have understood? Oh, what action do you want your audience to take following your presentation? Oh, how can you best design your presentation to meet your objectives? Occasion. Where will you be making your presentation? What will the room be like? What atmosphere will the physical conditions create? A large lecture theater might create a formal atmosphere. Similarly, a seminar room might create a less formal tone. Ask yourself, oh, what kind of atmosphere do you wish to create? Oh, how might the room arrangement affect your relationship with the audience? Oh, can you do anything to change the arrangement of the room to suit your objectives? Oh, what audiovisual aids can you use? Audience. Your audience will have a variety of different experiences, interests, and levels of knowledge. A powerful presenter will need to acknowledge these and prepare for and respond to them accordingly. Ask yourself, oh, how much will your audience already know about your topic? Oh, how can you link new material to things they might already understand? Oh, will you need to win them over to a particular point of view? You may not be able to answer these questions for each member of your audience, but you should have enough information to ensure that you have targeted your material at the right level for their needs. This might involve avoiding technical jargon or explaining abstract concepts with clear practical examples. If you fail to consider your audience's needs, you will fail to appeal to their interest and imagination. Material. The information that helps your audience understand, believe in and agree with your main points. This evidence might take the form of factual data, points of detail or an explanation of process. It might be presented in imaginative ways using diagrams, pictures or video segments. Think about, oh, what will add clarity to your argument, explaining complex terms, reminding your audience of any supporting theories. Oh, what will add authority to your argument, making connections with other people's work, quoting experts, offering evidence from your own research? Oh, what will add color to your argument, showing a video clip or a slide, using a practical example or a vibrant analogy? After you have planned it out, you have to organize your data. 2. Organizing. An organized, well-prepared presentation makes standing up and talking about any subject easier. Affirm your authority when you stand up to speak by organizing your thoughts and knowledge in a way that is cohesive and easy to present. Chronological. In a chronological sequence, items are ordered according to the date or time they occurred. Examples of presentations where a chronological sequence may apply. Oh, key events in the War of 1812. Oh, a day in the life of an ER doctor. Oh, development stages during a baby's first year. Oh, the past, present, and future of aviation safety. Advantages. A chronological sequence is easy to apply. Because most stories, parables, novels, movies, follow this pattern, it is a familiar pattern for audiences, and is thus quite easy to follow. Disadvantages. Chronological sequence encourages and then syndrome, and then, and then, and then, and then. It can feel like a long, tiring sequence, and may make it more difficult to highlight key takeaways. Topical. When all else fails, you can usually apply a topical sequence. Examples of presentations where a topical sequence may apply. Presenting a project plan, budget, schedule, staffing, testing. Unveiling new corporate strategy and discussing the impact on different stakeholders, marketing, sales, manufacturing, suppliers, customers. School dress code presentation, code details, common violations, enforcement, uniform costs. Advantages. Can be applied in almost any presentation, even when chronological, spatial, or other sequences are not relevant. Because of this, it is the most common sequence pattern. Disadvantages. Unlike previous patterns covered, topical patterns are not intuitive. By their nature, topical sequences are more abstract. Audiences can easily get lost, and may have difficulty seeing how the sequence items relate. It's also easy for a presenter to miss an important topic. For these reasons, a topical sequence is generally weaker than other options. Spatial. The most common type of spatial sequences in presentations are those which organize items by geography. Examples of presentations which might use a geographic sequence are roadside attractions along the Oregon coast. Local, regional, and national impact of hosting the Olympics. But spatial sequences do not always correspond to geography. Spatial sequences can also sequence the connected parts of a whole. Example presentations include functions of different parts of a plant, roots, stem, branches, leaves, fruit. How to design an ergonomic office/workspace, computer, desktop, seating, storage. Human nervous system, brain, spinal cord, nerves. Advantages. Emphasizes the spatial relationships between your items. This can lead to a stronger understanding of the whole. Audiences can easily visualize how items fit together, particularly if you provide a map, diagram, or scale model. Disadvantages. A spatial sequence is sometimes used even though the spatial dimension is meaningless to the content. Avoid this trap. Cause-effect/problem solution. Paired sequences are short, only 2 items, but are quite common due to our propensity to compare and contrast. There are a number of paired sequences. Advantages versus disadvantages. For example, proposal to replace a paper-based process with an electronic one. Problem versus solution, for example, strategy to recapture shrinking market share. Cause versus effect, for example, impact of chemical processing plant on local water supply. Advantages. Natural pairings are easy to understand, and audiences expect that one will follow the other. Using a paired sequence generates anticipation and suspense. Disadvantages. The binary nature of the paired sequence may not be flexible enough to handle complex real-world topics. The sequence suggests simplicity which may not be real. For example, how do you handle a factor that is neither a cost nor a benefit? How do you handle a factor that is both a cost and a benefit? After organizing your data, you have to choose the mode of delivery. 3 delivery modes. Well, that may be the case if you are familiar with your audience and, well, they are a very forgiving bunch of fellows. That's mostly because there is more to giving a speech than the actual content. Sure, facts must be accurate. The message should be important, and the speaker must be engaging and well-groomed. A good speaker will also think about the delivery method, or the way in which the speech will be conveyed to the audience. Speaking from notes. We learned that the impromptu speech can be tricky. Finding the right words without advanced notice may not be for every speaker. No need to worry. The extemporaneous speech is a perfect balance. This speech involves the speaker's use of notes and some embellishment to deliver a speech. To clear this up, a speaker who uses this method would have note cards or prompts that guide him from point to point, but he uses his own words as he goes along. What makes this different than an impromptu speech is that he has a loose guideline for his speech. He did not memorize anything, he just used cues to know where to go next. There are advantages and disadvantages to this type of speech. For one, the audience will think you are a genius. You used few notes and appeared to know everything about the topic. But this is not something that can be done quickly. The same fact-finding and research used for other types of speeches must be used here. The speaker also must rehearse the speech for timing, rhythm, and flow. Now, if shooting from the hip is not your style, you may want to consider reading your speech. Speaking impromptu. Suppose while attending your best friend's wedding, the guests begin chanting your name followed by the words speech, speech, speech. Frightened at the possibility of having leftover prime rib thrown in your direction, your first thought is to hide behind a potted plant. After all, it is your friend's wedding and you are the best man, so you reluctantly get on stage and begin yapping. Pat yourself on the back. You just performed an impromptu speech. This is a speech that has no advanced planning or practice. Reflecting back on your speech, you are probably thinking about what you could have done better. Your black eye may very well be the catalyst for your regret in making those word choices. If you take your time and think about what you would like to say, you probably will never put your foot in your mouth again. Some speeches play it a little safer. They are a combination of a researched speech and an off-the-cuff speech. Reciting from memory. The memorized style of speaking is when the manuscript is committed to memory and recited to the audience verbatim. In the days when elocution was taught, this was a typical approach. A speech was a recitation. Where is a memorized delivery style still common? Due to copyright laws and licensing contract agreements, actors on stage are obligated to memorize the script of the play and perform it verbatim exactly as written. It is typical for speakers on high school and university speech and debate teams to memorize their competitive speeches. Corporate conventions often use large LCD monitors on the front of the stage as teleprompters. This allows the speaker to move more freely across the stage while sticking to his or her script. Some monologists also use a memorized delivery style. In all cases, they create the impression that the speech is spontaneous. You might consider using the memorized delivery style if your speech is relatively short, or you know you will have to deliver your speech repeatedly, such as a tour operator would. Reading from manuscripts. The word manuscript is the clue to the style. The speech is written and the speaker reads it word for word to the audience. Originally, it was done from the handwritten paper manuscript. Today the manuscript style is common, but the paper is gone. Who reads the speech to the audience? Answer: newscasters and television personalities. In the old days, the manuscript was hand-lettered on cue cards, which were held next to the camera lens. Then paper scrolls, like printed piano rolls, were used, especially in soap operas. Today, a special teleprompter, working like a periscope, is attached to the camera so the newscaster is looking at the lens while reading. Effective delivery elements. Use all the combinations of different types of communication to make the presentation effective. Verbal word pictures, warm words, figures of speech, impact words, smooth flow, supporting materials. Nonverbal facial expression, appearance and artifacts, posture, gestures, eye contact. Vocal voice modulation, appropriate tone, pitch, rate, volume, articulation, pronunciation, pauses. Visual slides, pictures, graphs, maps, charts. The fourth and last step is structuring. For structuring. Structuring a presentation important for the benefit of the audience's understanding, It's also important for you as the speaker. A good structure helps you remain calm, stay on topic, and avoid any awkward silences. Introduction. Before you start delivering your talk, introduce yourself to the audience and clarify who you are and your relevant expertise. This does not need to be long or incredibly detailed, but will help build an immediate relationship between you and the audience. It gives you the chance to briefly clarify your expertise and why you are worth listening to. This will help establish your ethos so the audience will trust you more and think you're credible. In the introduction, you need to explain the subject and purpose of your presentation whilst gaining the audience's interest and confidence. It's sometimes helpful to think of your introduction as funnel-shaped to help filter down your topic. Introduce your general topic. Explain your topic area. State the issues/challenges in this area you will be exploring. State your presentation's purpose. This is the basis of your presentation, so ensure that you provide a statement explaining how the topic will be treated. Provide a statement of what you're hoping the outcome of the presentation will be. Show a preview of the organization of your presentation. In this section, also explain the length of the talk. Signal whether you want audience interaction. Some presenters prefer the audience to ask questions throughout, whereas others allocate a specific section for this. If it applies, inform the audience whether to take notes or whether you will be providing handouts. The way you structure your introduction can depend on the amount of time you have been given to present. A sales pitch may consist of a quick presentation, so you may begin with your conclusion and then provide the evidence. Conversely, a speaker presenting their idea for change in the world would be better suited to start with the evidence and then conclude what this means for the audience. Keep in mind that the main aim of the introduction is to grab the audience's attention and connect with them. Main body. The main body of your talk needs to meet the promises you made in the introduction. Depending on the nature of your presentation, clearly segment the different topics you will be discussing, and then work your way through them one at a time. It's important for everything to be organized logically for the audience to fully understand. There are many different ways to organize your main points, such as by priority, theme, chronologically, etc. Main points should be addressed one by one with supporting evidence and examples. Before moving on to the next point, you should provide a mini summary. Links should be clearly stated between ideas, and you must make it clear when you're moving on to the next point. Allow time for people to take relevant notes and stick to the topics you have prepared beforehand rather than straying too far off topic. When planning your presentation, write a list of main points you want to make and ask yourself what I am telling the audience. What should they understand from this? Refining your answers this way will help you produce clear messages. Conclusion. In presentations, the conclusion is frequently underdeveloped and lacks purpose, which is a shame, as it's the best place to reinforce your messages. Typically, your presentation has a specific goal, that could be to convert a number of the audience members into customers, lead to a certain number of inquiries to make people knowledgeable on specific key points, or to motivate them towards a shared goal. Regardless of what that goal is, be sure to summarize your main points and their implications. This clarifies the overall purpose of your talk and reinforces your reason for being there. Follow these steps. Signal that it's nearly the end of your presentation. Restate the topic and purpose of your presentation. Summarize the main points, including their implications and conclusions. Indicate what is next / a call to action / a thought-provoking takeaway. Move on to the last section. Conclude your talk by thanking the audience for their time and invite them to ask any questions they may have. As mentioned earlier, personal circumstances will affect the structure of your presentation. Although there are some tips for controlling one's stage fright. Here are a few points one used to control their stage fright. Be confident. Prepare thoroughly. Have some tepid water before presentation. Stay calm and try making eye contact. This is all I wanted to mention. I hope you find this video informative and you use all the tips given in this video to make your presentation effective. Thank you.